Okay guys, welcome back to part 2 of a foolish fool's guide to cleaning a PlayStation. Alright, so it got a little dark. If you noticed, I did change. I'm actually wearing blue for once, being that, my YouTube name is BlueFox22. Okay, so, what we want to do now, how best you can see this, so I'll lift this up instead of bringing you to it. Where is... There's my light. Okay. So what you want to do is there are some ribbon cables there that you want to carefully remove. I took the screws out for the Blu-ray drive off camera. There is a... Now I'm going to pick you guys up. There is a black clip right there. That black clip, sorry guys, that black clip there is for right there. The black clip is to keep this in place, the Blu-ray drive. So once that's removed, you can freely lift this up. So what I'm going to do is not blind you anymore. If you guys are wondering, yes, I am listening to some sweet, sweet music. Turn that on. Okay, another tool tip for cleaning certain tight crevices. I don't recommend them, but they do come in handy. Q-tips. I would suggest a really good cleaning brush. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and use the tweezers first, and I'm going to pull these. Yes, there are little tabs on there. There's little tiny tabs on here for you to grip and pull, but I don't like using those all the time, and the tips of these tweezers are weird. They're inverted. Why are they like that? That's counterproductive. Alright, so I'm just going to use my pliers and do this. Like I said, these are, they've gotten a little floppy over the years. Just pull nice and gentle. This one is, okay, there we go. I was about to say, this one's stuck to its own tab, which it shouldn't be. How are we at? 2 minutes. Sorry for part 1, it is a little long. But, you know, I want to give you guys as much information that I know as best as possible. If you do decide to do this, like I said, please don't. If you're too nervous, got shaky hand syndrome, or anything, you know, like I said, please don't do this. Okay, now, this is a more delicate part. I'm going to bring the PlayStation back a little bit. I'm going to lift this up really carefully. There's a ribbon cable underneath. As you can see, there's dust, so this needs service. This ribbon cable here is what connects this to the motherboard of the PlayStation. It's designed to come up, but if you pull on the cable, you remove these and you just yank it up, you can potentially tear this ribbon cable. If you tear this ribbon cable, guess what? Your Blu-ray drive is dead. There's no beating around the bush with that. It is dead. So you want to be very careful. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cloth. Should move these. And I'm going to go over my trash can. And gently brush all this off. Now, I don't have one. I wish I did. I'm going to spend the couple bucks to go get one. Is a static band. You use these to service electronics. I don't care if it's a phone, if it's a computer, whatnot. You want to have a static band on your wrist when you work with electronics. You build up a static charge on you, and you touch your electronic, you could potentially fry it. It's the same thing of walking across the carpeting your house, you go and touch anything metal, door handle, the light switch, whatever, you fry yourself. You not fry yourself, but you shock yourself. It's 10,000 volts. It's a nice charge. But yeah, the Blu-ray drive is now free. Set that aside. A little table over here. It's the table we were using for our Yu-Gi-Oh battle, but I won't mention that because that irritated me. But okay, now that the drive is out of the way, these are your antennas, or your cables for your... Let me turn that down because I don't want a copyright strike. A copyright claim, I should say. These connect to the motherboard. I don't know how well it'll pick up, but I'll lift this up and show you. They connect there. It should be on the... Yeah, it's written on the motherboard. BTWL. Black, white. It should be BL. WL, black lead, white lead, but whatever. The B lead, the BT goes to black, the WT goes to white. These are for your antennas on your system for your Wi-Fi. Where is my face? So what I want to do now is unscrew these and get these out of the way. And what I'm doing, since I don't have a cup, is I'm actually separating everything from the screws that go on the inside to the screws that go on the outside. Even though I know which ones they are, I'm doing my best to keep them separated. You know, you never know, you might make a mistake. But, give me a second, guys. Okay, how do you call someone and not answer the phone? Whatever. Okay, ugh. Yeah, she needed service today regardless. Best case scenario, she still works and she's just cleaner. So as you can see, yeah, nasty. And our house is dusty apparently, so we need to go and check our filter and our vent. It is the winter months, so AC is kicking. And whenever I service anything and I notice something is soldered, I always check the soldering, make sure it's not loose or disjointed or disconnected or anything. Because what I'll do is, since my soldering skills aren't all that great, anything like that, if I think that it's too distressed and the cable might break, put a dab of hot glue over that just to strengthen it. And you want to get thermal rated industrial hot glue. You don't want to use the stuff you use for arts and crafts, because if that heats up for any reason, it might melt and leak into the system, and you don't know if it's conductive or not. So, even though it's technically plastic and not glue. So, sorry I keep looking at the screen, and I've been doing this for a while, but I still do it. And I look at the screen and I end up noticing I'm looking at myself, which is weird. But anyway, set those off to the side. And now we're starting to get into the inner guts of the actual PlayStation itself. Another good shot of everything. I'm going to hold this. There's one more ribbon cable we have to take care of, and that's for your controls here. Your power and your eject button. I'm going to pull this out now, and I'm going to hold this off. Sorry guys, let you see. I'm going to pull the ribbon cable off. I'm going to hold it off to the side out of the way. Try not to touch the contacts. And I'm just going to get in there and scrub that, because that is disgusting, to say the least. Disgusting. And there's air vents on the side here. Let me get in there on the inside. Get in here. And do the same thing on the other side. Now, I really can't get into it right now because this fan's in the way. Oh, some really good Alice in Chains, baby, yeah. I stay away. Nothing safe. The best of the box, 1994. Okay. Like I said, you know, try not to blow in electronics. Do it at a distance so your breath is nice and cool. I'm just getting loose stuff that I can see. And I know I have the alcohol swabs, but I try not to use them for the simple fact that there's moisture. You're putting moisture in your system and you don't know what that'll do. Alright, so now, probably wondering, oh, well, you've done as much as you can. There's nothing more to do. There is. There are 1, 2. Let's see the other ones. Don't think these ones are supporting it, but I'm going to say 3, 4 screws holding this shielding over the motherboard. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove them. Like I said, this is a full tear down, and you guys are going to be shocked. You're probably going to like, ugh, that'll never work again. Trust me, it will. I've done this before. Now, like I said, I probably set myself up to fail, but if you hear me say, oh shit, and you guys aren't watching this, then you know that I failed. And I'm not going to mention the PlayStation ever again. Okay, that's 1. Should be just these 4. Pretty sure. But I messed up before taking the case, you know, the system cover off, so we will see. There's that one. This will be number 3. And this will be number 4. And like I said, make sure you keep your screws separated. You know what screws go where. Because, boy oh boy, nothing beats a nightmare when you get it all together and all of a sudden you go, something's missing. Alright, so, now we have shroud. I don't remember if this came off or not. Not going to take the gamble. Ah, see, I knew I forgot one. One back here, near the 4-pin connector. It's right in there. So that's number 5. That space is a little tight for my fingers, so I'm going to use this. Sorry most of this is off screen, guys. It's just that I hate doing shaky cam stuff, and you know, like I said, this is just a guide. It's not really a tutorial. It's not a how-to. It's to help you guys out. And I have to turn this down because under pressure's on, and I am not getting a copyright strike. And it's the original, you know, David Bowie and Queen, 1981. Alright, I think that's all of them. Pretty sure. Haha! What do you know? I was right this time. Alright. So now, we just have an empty husk. I'm going to wipe this out really good off camera, and I'll be right back, guys. This is what's left. Alright, guys, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I noticed something. I don't know if it's a game breaker or not, but you notice on the side, melted spot right here. I don't like that. And also, it just happens to be right where this, I'm guessing is a heat sink or something? Right here. Whatever happened, this got so hot in the CD drive, because that's where this is. This is right near the CD drive. It got so hot that it melted the plastic. But it's old. It's not new. It doesn't feel or smell like melted plastic. So this happened a while ago. Interesting. Alright guys, I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Now, I don't know what was going on with that melted piece, but I'm hoping it wasn't serious. But we'll see. Of course, Nirvana would come on. I had 3 great bands come on back to back. Nirvana, now. Before that was not David Bowie, but Bon Jovi. Wanted, Dead or Alive. And then before that was Queen and David Bowie. Oh man, what a good day with music here. If you guys are wondering, I'm using music choice. But I'm going to go to metal. Lamb of God and Chino Moreno. Embers. Sweet. Alright, so where... my face? Okay, so these are the plates that hold the motherboard to this shroud here. In order to get this shroud off, you have a point here, a point near my finger here, right there, there, one up here, and one right here. What I'm going to do is pop these off. I have to use my thinner bit. Yep, thinner bit. Oh man. Okay, there we go. Sorry for the annoying noise. Okay. And I keep these ones completely separated from the other ones. I even use the magnet on my LED lamp here to hold them. And to cut down on static, I am on a glass table. This is our computer table that we've had for a while. And my shroud is bent. It's bent right there. Oh, August burns red. Oh, ay. Yeah, I channeled my inner Alpha 5. Ay. Zordon, the Rangers need our help! Alpha. Centaur, the carrier lord. Yes, I just channeled my inner Power Ranger. I need White Tiger Power, no! White Ranger Tiger. Ooh, this wasn't loose or tight at all. That was very loose. Very loose. Don't like that. Pop that off. Hopefully this video won't be half hour long, guys. If I start getting into a tangent again. Oh, I didn't take my medicine for the day. Pardon me, guys. I apologize. Okay, sorry about that. I just remembered I didn't take that. Alright. Not that I missed a dose. I have to take my Crohn's medication. Was it 3 times a day? Yeah, 3 times a day. And I almost missed my afternoon dose. But we have all the points out now. Before you do anything, take this off. These don't have to go in any specific order. It's not like cinching down a CPU fan, because you can't go in a crisscross pattern. You can't go 1, 4, 2, 3 these. So just simple cinch bolts. These I know where those go. There's only go in one specific spot. So. And what I like to do, I meant to do it last time. I did it with my fat unit. I didn't do it with this one. I get a marker, and I put 1, I put 2, and then on this, I put top. T for top. And B for bottom. That way I know that this goes down here, and this one goes here. That's the order I put them in, and then I reverse them. So now 2 will be on top and 1 will be on the bottom, and then I'll switch it. Just a personal pet peeve of mine. Nothing important with that, just something that I do. Alright, now that our shroud should be completely off, I believe it should be completely off now. This is why I think it got a little bent, and I didn't notice it last time. Okay. That is odd. It is not. Maybe I should take this off first. There we go. So this is the whole fan and heat sinks underneath, as you can see. This, I don't know how well this comes up, but it is very black and charred under there. And I'm going to clean up the CPUs, because this heatsink, I guess it got gooey, and one CPU has a, what I call a burn hole, where it heated and melted out from that particular spot. So I'm going to clean this up. I don't know what happened with this thermal compound. It shouldn't be like that. And if it's going to be like this on the PlayStation, I don't want it on my CPU, because it's all gummed up. It even leaked out and onto the heat sinks and onto the shielding itself. I don't know how well you can remove this out the way. I don't know how well you can see that. But it is literally all up in here. It's pretty bad, actually. That's a better shot. So I'm going to clean this up, and I'll be right back. 9. Okay, for those of you who are curious for thermal compound, what you want to do is you want to use an alcohol swab. That's actually still good. And you want to get in there, and you literally want to scrub this stuff. It is grease, essentially. But I don't know why it did this like this. It's not supposed to be that bad. You only need a little bit, a pea-sized drop, and it will go a long way. I don't know if that stuff was old, and this stuff's brand new. I just bought it not too long ago for the PC. But now, this is where I bring in a random tool like an X-Acto knife. I can sharpen this blade. I'm not worried about getting a replacement blade. In here, it's just caked up, gunked up thermal compound. So now I have to come in here and just scrape this out. Like, this shouldn't have happened. And I'm slightly peeved at, you know, Cooler Master, because they don't make crappy stuff. So the only thing I could think of is they shipped me some old product. It's the only thing I could think of. And I shouldn't say they did, I should say Newegg did. But I'm going to, for right now, give them the benefit of the doubt. And say, okay, something slipped through the cracks. Because so far, Newegg hasn't given me any crap. And as soon as I get the RAM and the CPU, guys, for the PC, I will be doing a build video. Because I have my old hard drive with my old operating system on it. That, I think, is still good. So, if that's the case, then we don't have to buy an operating system right away. And I can make videos faster. So as soon as we get those two things, we'll be good to go. So what I'm going to do is probably unscrew these from this top shroud. The motherboard's next to me on my cloth. So I'm not too worried about it right now. That, and I degaussed myself. Our desk, the frame is metal. If you guys are curious, if you can hear the music in the background, it is Bright Lights with 3LAU. I don't know if that's if it's elite speak or not, so forgive me. It's Runaway. But I'm going to clean this up, the second one up. I just wanted to show you basically how to clean that up. Like I said, you gotta... Oh, that's fine. You gotta really scrub it to get it clean. But, anyway, don't know what that was about. But yeah, I'm going to clean the second one off. I'm going to take the fan off of the shroud. And then we'll go from there, guys. Alright, be right back in a few minutes. Was there anything else I could think about? No. Alright, be right back. Okay, so I got the main CPU heatsink off, and I never took this off. As you can see, she's filthy. She's a little dirty. So I'm going to take this and soak this in hot water for a little bit. I also got the fan off, and I'm going to clean this up really good too. So this will be a full service for the first time for this bad boy. This fan and the fan shroud I'm actually going to, not this, because that would be stupid. The fan I'm going to clean up by hand, and this is actually going to go, oh excuse me, I'm going to go and get a hot water bath too. So yeah. Alright guys, be right back. Okay guys, what's up? Oh, sorry about that. Now, since this is going to go back into the PlayStation, I want to make sure this is as dry as possible, so I'm going to use my heat gun to dry it off. Word of warning, word of caution. Okay, you see that nice groove in there? They cut this thing out, but they didn't de-sharpen the edges. It's serrated and razor sharp. I don't know how well you can see that. Not to gross you guys out, but I sliced my thumb on it. So, if you do decide to service your PlayStation, be very careful. So I'm going to do that real quick, off cam, because it's noisy, and I want to do it really carefully, because I really don't have nothing to do this on. And I want to do it on nothing that will catch fire, because this is a heat gun. You use it for soldering, soldering pipes, and you can do it for electronic soldering if you know what you're doing. Alright guys, so I'm going to do this real quick. I'll be right back. If you're wondering, the heat gun that I have is a EcoHeat heat gun. It's from Master Appliance Core. This goes up to, I believe, 500 and 1,000 degrees. It has the plastic shroud for holding it with 2 hands. If you know what you're doing, you need to get it to a tight spot, you can take the shroud off. But yeah, needs cleaned. Alright, be right back. If you hear any weird noises, that's Caveman. Okay guys, now I'm contradicting myself here, but for mine, you guys can't see. Okay, it's a little bit better. My fan is the dirt on here. I never had to service this before because it was never really dirty. The dirt on here is so gummed on, I actually have to use an alcohol swab on the fins. So what you want to do is use the alcohol swab, and since I have a nice pair of tweezers, take the alcohol swab, run it on do one side going one way, and then flip the fan and go this way after you're done doing the other side. But use a different alcohol swab. Don't use the same one. You're just rubbing dirt back on it. Because I'm actually going to change this one. So with these standard Easy Comfort alcohol swabs, you can buy these at any pharmacy. This was a pack of 100. I just take it, tear it, and I don't want to touch it because you can transfer grease from your hand onto the alcohol swab. And I just want to go and get in there on this side of the fan blade and just rub it off. And since I'm using rubbing alcohol, I'm not worried about moisture retaining on them. But, you know, it is a possibility, so let it sit and wait. And wait a little bit before you reinstall this back into your system. This is the most extensive cleaning I've ever had to do for my PlayStation. Like, before it was just wham bam, done, over done with, and put it back together, and away I was playing. But this was bad this time around. But yeah. Alright guys, I'll check back with you when I'm done. Oh, another thing for the fan, if you're worried about it being still moist or wet or whatever, do not use the heat gun. You can desolder the components that are on the inside here that these wires are connected to. Even with a hairdryer, don't do it, because you can desolder stuff into the electronics. They're delicate like this, so you know, don't use a heat gun or anything like that. All right, guys. Okay, ladies and germs, sorry for the long video. I just want to make sure I'm doing this right, and you know, if you guys do decide to use this foolish guide, you know, for the foolish, you know, that it's being done right. I have the fan shroud back on, the heat sinks back in place. They're nice and cleaned up as best as they're going to be. I'm working on getting the goop off of the CPU and the GPU on the motherboard now. I have the CPU somewhat cleaned up. I believe it's the CPU. Yeah, that's that right there. Mostly cleaned up right now. Want to work on the GPU. For those of you who are not tech savvy and don't know, CPU means Central Processing Unit. GPU means Graphics Processing Unit. So what I want to do is get this cap. I keep dropping that. Get this cap off. this is my thermal compound, and I don't know why it's spread out like that. It shouldn't have. It looks like I put nasty, rotten, rancid milk on there. All you do is you take and put a dot. Come on. Are you gonna come out? I know you didn't seize up. There we go. You don't need a lot. Just a little bead like that. Even that, to me, is a little bit too much, so. Try my best to suck some of that back up. And what I'll do is I'll use a Q-tip to transfer some of that. So I'll spread that around. It is a little runny, even though I shook it. Take that and put it right there. So we got those there, nice and put it in place, ready to go. I'll even put a little bit, even though this pad doesn't need it, it's on there. So that's ready to go. I'm going to finish cleaning up this, the GPU and the CPU, and I'll be right back, guys. Anything else? No, I don't think... Nope, that's it. Good news, bad news. Okay, good news. CPU, GPU cleaned off, ready to go. Bad news, I don't know if the GPU is going to be any good. That thermal compound, I don't know what happened to it, but it heated up to the point where it leaked underneath the heatsink cover here. I don't know if it's shorting anything out under there or what. It shouldn't be shorting anything out because it's, you know, this stuff's non-conductive. That's the whole point. You know, it's not supposed to conduct electricity. And this is the part where you have to take your time because all these surface mount resistors and stuff, if you move too fast, you move wrong, you'll rip them up. And you might as well just take the whole thing and chuck it in the trash. Because if you, remove even one of these, it's not going to work. But with that said, they're cleaned off. Underneath, this is the board. This is underneath. Beautiful. You can see the cores there. The resistors and all that. Redundancies and all that. But man, he's just the thought of all these, this nanotechnology, man. These things are tiny. And I look for anything that, might be out of place or just doesn't look great. There's some scratches underneath on the trace, but that's nothing. I knew that was mastered on, I thought so. If you guys can hear that, that is Mastodon. Chimes at Midnight. The album is Once More Around the Sun from 2004. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Alright. Little holder. Clean this off underneath. And this is the bottom shroud. This is all that there is underneath there. Right. Set her back down. Make sure our screw holes are all lined up. And you're good. Alright. Alright guys, this video is going on long enough. So, sorry. Very bright. Like the sun's behind my head or something. I don't have a halo, trust me. There'd be horns holding it up. So I'm going to end this here. Check back with me on the third part for reconstruction. So this has been BlueFox22, aka Michael Gardner. Like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.